last. My love is gone. Yep. All right. Doing it live. Okay. Okay. Hello, my sweets. It is July 28th, 2025, the year of our Lord. Good morning, homie. 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 Morning, my possum friend. What it do? What it do? I'm sleepy. It's also the 28th, which I did not realize that it was that time already. It also is well past time that I've missed the entry to make anything for Omentide. So I'm a little sad about that. But I know a lot of other people made awesome stuff, and I can still make stuff if I really want to. I think being gone to the beach was good, but it did impact my ability to find things at the beach and then make little men out of them. But I could do that now. I think time. It's just time. I had too many things going on. Sometimes you cannot do all of them, and that's okay. That's it. Man, a couple different things. One, hope everyone's having a good morning. Two, I watched a lot of Sandman this weekend. It's really good. I cried a lot. It's really good. Thought I'd mention that if anyone's looking for something to watch. I've not read the graphic novels, but and see, I don't know. I love Neil Gaiman. I absolutely adore Coraline. Coraline is one of my favorite movies as far as like animated CGI, and as far as the story. I love the story, which is, I mean, that's just Neil Gaiman. I've not read the book, but I know it's more of like a novella or like a children's small story, which, I mean, nothing against those. I absolutely love those. Actually, one second, I might. Nope, I don't. I think whenever the basement flooded really, really bad, I lost a lot of my favorite children's books. But I can show you a couple of them that I've got that are sentimentally special to me. And also are part of the reason why I'm so fucked up. Not fucked up, but like, this is absolutely why. Like, this kind of art definitely had a positive impact. I'm gonna bring this up. So, Stinky Cheese Man? You guys know the Stinky Cheese Man? I struggled to watch Sandman, and now with the allegations, I don't know that I'll go back to it. Fuck me. So I'm a hermit. I don't know about any allegations. So that is not a great thing to find out. Now, hopefully they're not horrible. Or towards whoever they are. Towards, I hope they are not. I hope it's not nothing fucked up no matter what. But yeah, I enjoyed the show a lot. I think it's mainly just I enjoyed the show a lot because it's, yeah, Neil Gaiman probably did a big no. Oh man, fuck. Well, fuck. Okay, I gotta tell you that. Yeah, so there's a line. There's definitely a line right there. I don't like Neil Gaiman enough. He's not a brand new. Neil Gaiman, I do love Neil Gaiman's work. Like, and by that I mean, it's really just Coraline. Coraline, I love Coraline enough that I don't. It's absolutely not a. It's not a devil. They're not a devil and God, or a brand new. And I mean that in the sense that when comparing rights and wrongs and things that people do, I tend not to have. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. I don't fucking know what happened, but in the sense of the Neil Gaiman thing, I definitely don't know. But my attachment to him is far less than, say, like, you know, a band like Brand New, which has their own uh, own issues because of situations with Jesse Lacey. And I'm not even remotely sanctioning anything he's done. But the reason that I love Brand New and the reason I love Jesse Lacey is because I've never gotten the impression ever from a single song that he thought he was a good person. Um, I have taken every bit of their music as almost confessional. Like it's just very, I don't know. I've loved that band for so long, and I've listened to their lyrics. So finding out that he has done monstrous things and has done things that would make him write the songs that he has written that helped me get through fucking bad shit that happened in my life and countless other people. I'm not going to nail someone to the cross without hearing the entire fucking story. And I guess I can't stress enough that it's just like not trying to side with monsters. I don't. I gotta stress enough. My if I could like pick my archetype, it would be I like to look very unthreatening. I like to look very unthreatening, very much like an anglerfish. In my if I'm not feeling safe, I like to make people feel like they can be safe. And then if someone is a piece of shit or does things that proves that they have not good intentions, I am very ferocious. Um, and I don't know. I think all of that and why I am the way I am, it made it to where I related a lot to the character Dream because there are so many things that are so fucking frustrating. You're like, I don't understand this character at all. Why are you doing these things? And then things will happen. And you're like, oh, I understand why you did that. It's because you're a product of your environment. And the things that have happened to you have caused you to not fucking trust anyone at all. But yeah, it's just an interesting show. I don't know what Neil Gaiman did, so I'm not going to say whether or not I support him in any way. I love the show, The Sandman, though. I've not read American Gods. My buddy Nick was a really, really big fan of that one. Coraline is one of my favorite children's movies. It's one of my favorite movies. The Beldam is, and that is why I wanted to talk about Neil Gaiman. The Beldam is such a fucking good, like, monster. And looking at how he came up with it is also, it is a 28 monster, like Coraline does in fact rock. Yeah, like the Beldam. I've looked into where he got the idea from, but it's absolutely it's a 40K-ing, it's an ink 28. You know, it's the bastardization of language. It's taking something from like old stories and merging them together, and making a word. If I believe I remember correctly, that is how the Beldam came into being. It was taking two archaic words and merging them, and going from there. Or it was something that already existed that he found that did not have a good explanation, and he made it a scary one. But I remember whenever I read it, I was like, that fucking rocks. And then the fact that I have always loved, and when I say I love, it's very weird to talk about, like, oh man, I really like these stories about these really horrible, awful things. It's because they're pure. And that's what I mean in them. There are certain things that are so fucking scary. This is a real weird conversation to have at 7 in the morning. But yeah, no, there are certain things that are so fucking scary to our species that every island, rock in the ocean has a story about a thing that does this thing, because we are, as a species, afraid of it. And number one, the first one, is takes our children. That has been something that I think from the time that we started to write things down, we were afraid that something would take our kids. And that is where the trope is Bagman. It is the Bagman. And that's where Boogeyman comes from. It's the Bogeyman. But it is all derived from the original term, which is bag man. It is just a man with a bag, the man who takes kids in bags. And it's not a man like human initially, and it's like, oh, it's a human who takes kids in a bag. It's a thing. It is a thing that takes them, that looks like us. But I just, there's just something very pure in the horror of that has always fascinated me, because it is just that is something that, like, no matter what the language is, like, that's something that unites our species. Like, it's just the utter fear of survival and the fear of the unknown, and that thing out there in the dark that takes what we care about the most. It's just those concepts have always been, I guess, the most interesting to me, because they are such a pure sense of dread, and they are almost infinite in their, like, different, like, descriptors and their names. Like, there's just the the boogeyman, or the thing that comes and takes people away at night. Like, there's one in every culture, and they've always just fascinated me. I think I love reading about the different types, because I love seeing how where an area is played into that. I think about that a lot. I think about that kind of stuff all the time. Just, you are a product of your environment. Like, where you are has such an impact on you, like, to your core, and not even just like, oh, and the things that you do, but I mean, the foods that you eat, the way that your body can process foods, everything is just so dependent on so many, like, minuscule factors. It's just weird shit like that. I might have gotten a little lost in the weeds here, because I'm kind of ranting about, I don't know. I kind of got lost there. I really like the Stinky Cheese Man. This art, pretty fucked up. A lot of this kind of stuff. Lots of it just not sure if the kids still love the old Stinky Cheese Man and other horrifying tales, but this had a big impact on me when I was developing. But yeah, I'll throw this back over there. But yeah, I've been watching Sandman. It's really good. I like it. I don't know how the comic is, because I've not read the comic. The same person. It was illustrated by Lane Smith. John Shiska and Lane Smith wrote The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Horrible Fairy Tales for Children. That's also been the inspiration for, at one point in time, I don't even one point in time, I've said that I wanted to write a book of scary stories for a long time, but I've only ever heard good things about it. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, Sister Margot's increasingly upsetting stories for incredibly small children. Sister Margot's increasingly disturbing tales for small children. That was one of the scary storybooks that I wanted to write and draw. The entire book eventually just turns into spiders, though. I remember wanting the Stinky Cheese Man book in grade school. Oh man, yeah, it's good. I like it. So that was like, my mom was a teacher, so a lot of those books, like, I got to read just hanging out in her class and stuff. I spent a lot of time hanging out in schools, growing up, like, as a kid, just through, like, summer and whatnot. So that's where a lot of my summers are spent in libraries and playing on, like, playgrounds, outside of the school, like during the middle of, like, summer, alone. Fun. So I think I've shown these, but we're getting pretty close. I got some brick red craft paint that I gotta grizz these guys up. But I gotta tell you, I was a little, at first, I don't know if you took the nails of Christ and put them on 2 sticks and tied them together. If you could, nope, you could definitely fucking kill somebody with these. These would absolutely do the job. Um, yep, that would do it. Just a good boop, or a bop, or a ah, and then both my eyeballs at the same time. Yep. Happy 28th, everybody. Oh boy. Let's see what else. So I've been working on the helmet. I'll show the helmet. I'm excited about it. So, this is my first steps into the wild and wacky world of cosplay. Which I gotta say, I do love that if I'm going to cosplay, I'm going to cosplay as a character that I make up, not anything else. But I think it's pretty good so far. I gotta add the visors, of course. So they're gonna go right about here. And then I have to add the gray, or not the gray, the gold trim around them. But once the big red cross is in the front of the helmet and it's got the gold around it, I think it'll be, oh, see, do not steal. Of course, do not steal. No. I would never. I was just saying, I like that. I think most cosplayers cosplay as characters from like shows or movies, and it's just like, this is not. It's just like, okay, is this a cosplay? Because I don't know. I don't costume play. I guess cosplay is just costume play. So no matter what, it would be cosplay, yeah. But yeah, just in case anyone needs a little reminder of what the old boy looks like. There you go. There's the hat. So I'm pretty pleased with it. I think once the gold is on there, it will look like his helmet. And then again, the big thing is going to be, I also bought Pope robes, and I made the little staff. So I think it'll read very much as helmet. Helmet. And then, of course, we also have the ears, which they can actually be removed from this headband. So the way that they are on here is they are essentially wrapped with wire around these, so they can be adjusted and slid. But I'm going to pull these off, and I'm going to put them on the helmet, so it will have the kitty ears, of course. But yeah, that's been on the to-do list for a hot minute, and I finally was just like, time to go build it. So I started working on that. Hopefully I'll get that done today. And then woe betide the world for the hell that I am about to unleash, because the bullshit will be so much. There will be so much bullshit. I will make so much bullshit with this outfit. I'm going to dance. I'm going to talk about stealing Pope robes and Christ nails and Phillies tickets. I'm going to make the change I want to see in the world. Whether that's good, bad, chaotic, who's to say? Also, I'll do that. I'll do that later. I don't want to put a, like, oh, hey, you should check out so-and-so if you're looking for ears. Because turns out there's a lot of different people make ears. And I've purchased ears from 2 different people on Etsy. Can't wait for the Eli K-pop TikTok dance era. Your boy has been learning how to twerk. So, yeah, it's common. I don't know how twerking looks in a Pope robe, but I've been doing it. Damn them to hell, as they say. So, this morning, I'm pretty sure it's called Bitter Buffalo. This is also just random me spewing out things. I woke up this morning and I said, I've got to go to the basement. And Kelly was just like, okay, have fun. And I said, on the way to God don't know, my brain's a burger and my heart is the charcoal. And she was like, oh, that's, Tim McGraw's next album. I was like, oh no, that's Modest Mouse. And then I had to think about what song that is from Modest Mouse. I'm pretty sure it's Bitter Buffalo off of Lonesome Crowded West. But it might be on This Is a Long Drive. It's been so long. But I refuse to look it up. I like to do that. I like to every now and then punish myself with one of those things where you're like, oh man, what's that song? And you think of the words, and then you're like, well, if I don't look it up, I'm never not wrong for not remembering it. So I also found a meme yesterday that I was like, man, I feel fucking targeted. It was just like not finding the time to go pee, and it was just like, oh, okay, I didn't know other people with ADHD did that. But this stream is the reason that I'm aware that I do it. Having to have another person be like, yeah, you should go pee. Don't just sit there and hold it like for however long. It's something that I normally don't have to think about because I just am like, oh no, I'm good. I'll get to that whenever. But yeah. So, man, I'm sleepy. I'm trying to wake up. 7:06. I need to finish the castle. I might, I don't know. So, well, while I'm here, I might start working on gluing this stuff because I don't know. I just got so much stuff to do today. I don't know where to start, and I'm so sleepy. Ugh, and it's the 28th, so I feel like I need to do something special. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm also like, I don't want to change plans because that is not good. If you continually are just changing from one thing to the other, you never get anything done. It's true. You just have a whole lot of projects that are started. But as long as you go back and finish them, those aren't really too big of an issue. You know, I think the main thing that I'm trying to work on now at this point, I need to finish the Vomit Helmet. The Vomit Helmet. Vomit Helmet. Vomit Helmet. That's what I was sneaking around my house saying the other day. Vomit Helmet, Vomit Helmet. So I got the 1490 board out. It is on the table over there because Kelly and I were going to learn. We're going to play through a game this weekend. We did not. We ended up, there's a lot of 28s. There are a lot of 28s. That is true. Now, if you mean that in a way of like, hey, don't stress about it because every month's got 28. And then that makes it a little bit less stressful or anxiety causing. And I will say that I did instantly, when I read that, instantly feel a lot better. Like, I don't know. I think getting caught up in your head is the biggest part. I know being caught up in your head is the biggest part of anything. So yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. I have been caught up in my head for a hot minute about some stuff. Got you, boo. Thank you, Possum. Thank you, as always. Yeah, not talk heavy shit. But I will talk it in case it helps anyone else. No, so last year, it's been about a year since my great aunt died, and it's been very, very, very close to a year. And I have been needing to call and talk to my uncle for a very long time because of that. Not because of that. I mean, I need to talk to my family, the people that are important to me. You need to talk to them anyway. Talk your heavy shit, homie. So they have a house phone, and it has always just been under my great aunt's name in my phone, like forever. So having to like get my phone out and like go down to the name that like causes me like physical pain to like look at, it's very hard. And that has absolutely kept me from like calling my uncle and talking to him. And I think it's just like there's just so much shit. We've all got so much fucking shit going on, like in your life, in your day to day. It's fucking hard. It's just fucking hard. The world is hard. It's hard to be alive. And to just keep going. And things often feel like they are just lining up to punch you in the fucking face every day. But then, you know, I guess it's just time. Time heals things, and also talking about it. And that's why I am bringing it up. Is yeah. So I've been dealing with a lot of heavy shit. So if anyone else is dealing with heavy shit, I am sorry that you're dealing with that. But the main thing is, do the things that you know you need to do, even if they're really hard, because you only have so much time. That's, if there's anything that I can instill upon anybody who spends time listening to what I say, it's we are all going to die. Please, please don't waste your time doing shit that you don't enjoy. And please make sure you tell the ones that you love them. That's it. So yeah. Which is why today I am going to call my uncle, and I am going to schedule, you know, visiting and seeing him because I do love him, and I do, you know, it's just time is hard. It's hard to make time for the ones that you love, but you have to do it because they are not always going to be here, and that is absolutely what I mean, like kind of made me want to change so many things about my life, is I guess just realizing how much of it I've let slip away, or gave away unintentionally. This is some heavy shit. That's some king shit there. Thank you. It's yeah, it's hard. Shit's hard, but I hope you all are doing well, and I hope that you do find the strength to do the things that are hard, because they are hard. That's, I can't stress, like, the stuff that hurts to deal with, it's worth dealing with, but it's hard. It is very hard. That's that same thing with the relationship stuff. Like, best relationship advice: talk about the shit. I can't stress that enough. Like, it's really fucking easy actually to explain what to do to make a successful relationship, and that is just talk to each other and be open and honest. It's extremely easy to say how to do it. It is like the hardest thing in the world, apparently, clearly, to do it. And I'm not saying apparently like as in like everybody else except my relationship does that or can't do that. I'm saying like it's very hard, and it's hard for me. I'm you know, I love my wife. We have a wonderful relationship, and we have the best communication of anyone I know, I think. But that's because we have to, like, you just have to have very open communication with people that are important to you. The only things I regret is not doing the hard things when I should have. That's it. That's it. Like, the only regrets I have whatsoever are not doing hard shit when it was really fucking hard. Yeah, it's the shit that yeah, it's just taking an easy way out. Those are the only regrets that I have. Not giving 110% of me. That's it. So yeah, I will say that on this morning's hobby hangout, whether or not it is your hobby, whether it is your job, whether it is your personal relationships, whatever it is that is important to you, make sure you are doing the hard things, because it is worth it. I promise you. And they are scary as fuck. I can't stress that enough. Which is ironic, because it's just like I'm sitting here talking about, it's like, yeah, you know, the bag man is a thing that like we have in common with, like, no matter where you're from as like a human, like we all have this fear of something that comes in the night and takes our children. It's just like, I feel like we also kind of realize that communication is the single fucking hardest thing. Like, in being honest with each other and talking. I think just statistically speaking of all the issues, I think that's it. We are really fucking bad at communicating. So yeah, and it's because it's hard. It's hard to open up. It's hard to let yourself be vulnerable. I don't know. That's really about it. So I'm gonna work on this helmet, because I am ready to get shit done, and I need a silly helmet to dance around in my Pope robes, swinging my Christ snails, and talking about throwing people off of buildings. I feel like that's something that I can do to bring a little joy into the world and maybe make people's days not so bad. And if that means that I got to do the dirty work of, stealing Christ's nails, stealing the Pope's robes, becoming a nightmare kitty priest, then yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do it. Bow, bow, bow. Not all ears are created the same. And I mean that as far as like headband ears. Like, well, it's, I guess also human ears and animal ears. Not all ears are the same. That's a very, GF, straight up motherfucker. Go, yes. Go defenestrate a motherfucker. Exactly. Do it. Do the thing. Defenestrate? Defenestrate. Man, I have a really hard time with that word. Go defenestrate a motherfucker. Yes. Do it. Do the thing. Also ears. Kitty ears. I got a bunch of ears. So those are my ears. I only have one pair of ears that are mine. But I have purchased a lot of ears. And I will say that not all ears, much like the animal kingdom, not all ears are created equally. So animals are fucking wild. I love animals. One, I love like, cats, dogs, how they can hear like shit like blocks away, and then like, they're all staring at the corner and we're like, oh, what is it? Is it a ghost? And it's just like, you dumbass, he's listening to something in Jim's house down the street. Mind your own business. Speaking about ears, but so I've ordered some ears off of Etsy, and I've gotten from 2 different sellers. One was in Hong Kong, and they are the best. They make the best ears. If you want the good ears, I would recommend them. And the other one, they don't make bad ears. They are cheaper. I got essentially like 2 pairs for like the price of one from the other one, but they are just not, I don't think they are as intensely made. One is like, oh yeah, I'm going to put these on and then I'm going to carefully walk around the house and, they'll be fine. And then the others, it's just like, they're made a little more durable. I don't know how much I want to talk about this now that I'm talking about it. So with that said, I got to change the subject. And I'm having a hard time trying to find anything. So I've got some Dark Souls miniatures that I've been looking at that I think I want to make. These guys, they're from the garden part where you go fight Artorias. Nope, sorry. It's not Artorias. It's his dog, Sif. Before you go kill Sif, you go through like a forest part and you see a bunch of these little forest tree guys. And I'm like, man, in the game, they're like a bunch of hedge people, and they look like this in the models too, but they also have like a lot of like ribs and like growth. And I can only think about turning these models into some awful flesh monster. Oh, you naughty boy. I like ears. There's no shame in my game. I think they're cute. They're a fun accessory. What was I gonna say? I was just saying that some of them are made to be worn, and then some of them it's like, oh, that's cute, but if you wear them, they're gonna get destroyed. But yeah, that's what I was getting at. Might have seemed even weirder by not talking about it. I just thought, man, I don't know if I want to talk about that right now. It's like 7:19. I hear someone walking around above me. So I've got to figure out what I'm going to do about the solo Merkborg thing, because we were doing that on Thursdays because of the Dying World Thursday, and I like that. This Thursday is Eli is going to have a surgery Thursday, so and then he's going to be laying on his back in a bed for like 2 days. So I'm not going to be able to play Merkborg, but after that we will absolutely get back to it. But I might do it on Wednesday. But I've got so much shit. So Wednesday I am recording trying to get some stuff going with Wizard Cousin, with Johnny, Witchhammer Studios Tuesday. I know Sam is coming over, and we are going to play 1490 Doom and possibly work on recording a proper episode of Asking Strangers If They Are Ticklish, which I'm very excited. If all these things that I'm just like, okay, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it's just like, okay, I just got to keep them all in order. And then also, yeah, I need to make things. And that's what I'm doing today. So I think of this morning, I'm going to work on this guy. I'm going to try to get that done. And then I'm going to call my uncle. You should also all call your uncles. Oh man, fuck. I got to tell you guys a story. This is really good. Okay. So my mom, this is a mom story. I'm going to tell her story. Can I tell her story? I'm going to tell her story. I love this a lot. So my mom goes to the bank. She's going to open a bank account. And the lady, she tells the lady, she's like, I'm sorry, I look a mess. I look like a grub worm. Or I'm sure I look like a grub worm because she had been working in the yard. And I'm sure she did not look that bad. But the lady was just like, a what? And my mom just looks at her and she just says, grub? And that's it. And the lady was just like, oh, okay. And then just moves past it. And then my mom was just like the whole time, well, I just feel like I need to go to a different bank now. It's just... and to explain this, a grub worm. What the fuck? Why is my air compressor on? What the fuck? What the fuck? Fucking ghosts and shit. Ain't no ghosts in this house. I ate them all. Anywho, that was fucking creepy. Man, so that's another thing. Turns out a lot more people are cool with haunted houses than I thought. Like, we recently watched a thing on Watcher, and they were talking about how hard it is to sell your house if it's haunted, or how easy it is to buy a haunted house and the kind of impacts that it has on that. My house is not haunted. I don't believe in ghosts personally. Not to dunk on anybody who does. Yeah, I'm a godless heathen. So, fuck, I was talking about something, and then the compressor went off. Oh, my mom went and a grub. Why are you compressing air? So it was for airbrushing, but I don't know. It's just now that I think about that, wow, are we compressing air, man? Air needs to be free. It needs to be on its own. We don't need to have it in a compressor. That's crazy. Just very anti. Just become really anti airbrushing because of air, the rights of oxygen, oxygenation rights. Air should not be compressed. I'll save that for when I'm really out of ideas of things to get upset about. I need something to be angry about real quick. Oh no, as if all the things that make me angry will be fixed. Shit, I was thinking about them. Oh, I was probably talking about my mom and the grub worm. So a grub is a larva. It is a type, you've seen them. I would think that everybody knows what a grub is, but they have a orange head. I don't know if they have eyes. I think maybe they have little eyes, but they have an orange head and a couple little legs, and a long white body. But they are the larval form of the June bug. And yeah, if you work in a garden a lot, you can often find them because that's where most larvae live. That's where, like, cicadas. And also, I did enjoy that, like, when my mom was telling me about this, I was like, oh no, grub, like, when you're just digging, you find one, you're like, oh, sorry. And she, of course, laughed, and she was like, I say the same thing. And it's just like, well, that's, of course, like, if you're digging in your yard, and, like, I dig up a cicada, I'm like, oh my gosh, one, I'm so glad I didn't, like, accidentally, like, get you with my shovel. Two, I'm so sorry, little friend. Like, hey, I don't know what you're doing down there. And, I'm not here trying to interrupt little bugs' lives and stuff. So, whenever I'm working in a garden or anything like that, I always try to make sure I don't disrupt anybody. But yeah, so my mom was just like, I'm sure I look like a grub worm. And the lady did not know what a grub worm was. And she said, a what? And I love that we don't have cicadas, and that makes me sad. That makes me sad. You have no cicadas, Possum? This makes me so sad. I'm really sad now. They are my children. I will send them to you. I will send my children to you, Possum. They will sing my music for you. I love them. They make me so happy. They just scream. And they're big and kind of frightening to people that don't like bugs, but they're like, Dan, I used to collect cicada shells as a kid. It was super fun. Hell yeah, Dan. Dude, I've got like, there's probably like 10 probably in my dining room right now on this. I have a little, like a piece of wood that has a bunch of small other pieces of wood, like tree branches, and then lichen and moss, and then a bunch of cicada shells that are kind of like attached to the pieces of wood, like they crawled up a tree. First time I heard them for real was in Tokyo. Now, I'm jealous of that, Possum. That's some well, I'm jealous that you've been to Tokyo. Two, I'm jealous that you've experienced cicadas in Tokyo. That's like some just straight on. Yeah, that's like +10 Neon Evangelion or Neon Genesis Evangelion. Like you're just like, yep, +10 on all EVA tests from here on. Like your lore primer just got, he knows everything. He's experienced cicada summer. Oh man, I must have collected bucket loads of them. That's awesome. I love cicadas. They're so good. I actually, it's on the wall. I will share a picture of it in the Discord, or I will show it on the stream tomorrow. But it's upstairs hanging on the wall currently. But this year, for my birthday, one of the things Kelly got me was a large amount of cicada specimens, and a like a display box, like a bunch of collected dead cicadas that had been preserved. They sleep for years. Yeah, they live underground, so I don't even know if they're sleeping technically. I think they are. So they do hibernate and stuff. They have parts of the year where they will go into like hibernation and stuff, but they're also growing and they feed. I need to look more into them. Also, I mean, shit. I say this, I'll be sure to add that stat boost on my Adeptus Evangelion character sheet. I love thinking that it's just like, man, okay, what kind of skills does that give you, Possum? Now that you've experienced true Japan summer, like I would assume that's when you went, right? Like, I'm so envious of that. Like, and I think they have a 4-year cycle, so it depends. It depends on the species. Also, I love cicadas. I love cicadas so much. I always have. This is a book that the Wires sent me a while back, and I've not completed this activity book, but yeah, 17 years in the making. Well, hello there. Okay, so maybe my body isn't exactly like that. It's better, and after 17 years of being cooped up underground, it's about the time the whole world knew about it. Watch out, world, because here I come. So 17 years is what these are. Now, it also in the back, I think, talks about the different... Okay, periodical cicada facts. Most species of periodical cicadas or magicadas. Magicicada? There's no way this... Okay, it says MAGIC. That's magic. And then magicicadas? Magi cicadas? What the magicicadas? I'm going to say magicicada. Most species of periodical cicadas, or magicicadas, live for 17 years. However, 4 species of magicicada emerge every 13 years. Most of their lives are spent underground. Here he is sitting on the couch with his little like coffee. Yeah, I thought it was strange that sometimes there would be hundreds, then just a couple days. Yeah, so just a couple days. There are so many different broods and species, and they also, some of them are fucking wild. And there's one, I don't remember where they are, but whenever I was looking into specimens and like having a wall, again, I hate finding dead cicadas, but the thing is, like, they only live for so long, but I love them. I think they're beautiful. There is one called a ghost cicada, and they are porcelain white with like gold or teal. And they are some of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. And it's just like this thing grows in the dirt and then it comes up, screams for a little bit, and then dies. And it's just like, it's so pretty. It's, I don't know. Nymphs or baby cicadas suck sap from the roots of trees. Adult cicadas suck it from branches or twigs using their straw-like mouthparts. Periodical cicadas emerge from between late April or early June once the soil 6 inches below the surface reaches 64 degrees Fahrenheit, often after a warm rain. Up to 1.5 million periodical cicadas can be found in a single acre, about 3/4 of a football field. That's a lot of cicadas. Because cicadas are defenseless and delicious, there is often population growth among birds, squirrels, and other predators the year periodical cicadas emerge. That makes me sad. They just all get eaten. Cicada songs are only made by males as a way of attracting a mate. However, both male and female cicadas flick their wings as a way to communicate. They make the best background noise for cicadas, like for sure. Male cicadas will often form choruses of synchronous songs to amplify their call and attract mates. Cicadas only live for 4 to 6 weeks, and males often die shortly after mating. There are 15 existing broods or groups of periodical cicadas across the eastern United States. Each brood emerges during the different years. Consult the internet to see which brood will emerge next. There's over 3,000 species of cicada throughout the world, but only about 34 of them can be found in North America. Some, like the dog day cicada shown here, even overlap with the periodical cicada. So yeah, just showing that there are different types, different little and then here we go. That's what I was thinking of, the Brood X map. Brood is a family or a group of cicadas that emerge at the same time. Brood X, or the Great Eastern Brood, covers the biggest area and has the most cicadas per area of any periodical. Brood X periodical cicadas are expected to emerge in 2021. This shows you a little bit of date of how long I've had this. So yeah, shit, they got me this before COVID. Actually, they might have got me this during COVID. It is pronounced Brood 10. The X is a Roman numeral based on the original 30 broods named by entomologist C.L. Marley in 1898. So yeah, here I am. That's where I get a little bit of that cicada action. It's the little karstic domain here. And you got a Johnny boy. And over here is them Martins McCoys and them boys, them McCoys. I just realized that Martins and McCoy, what the fuck? How did I make it this long without realizing that? Like a McCoy, like a Hatfield and McCoy. Is that, I'm so excited to talk to Martin about this now. My brain just broke, sorry. Yeah, I got real excited thinking about that. Hatfields and McCoys are an American thing, a stupid thing. However, it is kind of exciting for me when I hear anything about them because it is a very, I mean, most people know about the Hatfields and the McCoys. These two families that had blood feuds. I love blood feuds. We had a song on Fern Teeth's EP called Blood Feuds. And it's just because Sean and I love fucking blood feuds. We're like, dude, we just need to get a fucking blood feud with someone. Which I got to tell you, I mean, I've got blood feuds with quite a few people. And actually, now that I say that, I know exactly where that actually came from. It came from, so I dated a girl. And when we broke up, one of my friends dated her. I was like, okay, that's fine, you know, whatever. I didn't know this, but apparently after that, 2 of my other friends also dated this person. And the 3 of them have a blood feud. And I'm just like, kind of offended that I'm not even in the blood feud. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know, that's it. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But it's just if you're going to have a blood feud, like, I kind of want to be involved. I want to be involved. Everyone wants to be included in something. So yeah. Scientists believe that the regions where periodical cicadas can be found are evolving. You can help them create a more accurate map by taking photos of cicadas in their natural habitat with the Cicada Safari app. Did you take it off the EP? No, yeah, Blood Feuds is it's on the full length. I think it's on the full length. Yeah, Blood Feuds. Blood Feuds is on the full length. Yeah, I don't know. At some point, I need to just make those free. I'm sorry. There's just so many things I don't remember to think about it. Or add the full length to Spotify, but that's just something I haven't. I relate to cicadas. I live as a hermit for years, then go on adventures for a short time. Dan, you and me both, man. Like I am just an agoraphobe in his basement, and then every now and then I pilgrimage out into the world, and then I'm just a little chaotic goblin running around for a while, and then I come back here to be okay enough to do it again. that is my life. Thus my life. Thus my watch begins. Man, oh man, it's 7:35. I feel like I just talked about cicadas a lot, but I love cicadas so much. They're so great. People say, I've been told that you can be bit by a cicada and that it hurts really bad. And I don't understand that because they have a proboscis. They have a big, weird proboscis. And also, they eat sap. Like I don't understand. I think the only time that I could be convinced that maybe someone was bit by a cicada is if they were asleep and maybe a cicada landed on you and then tried to get your sap. But I don't know. I have a very hard time believing that because they don't have the mouth parts for it. It would be like them, punching into a tree, into your arm or your back or wherever. But I think it's because they scratch. And see, that's what I'm thinking. Like I think people just don't understand. It's like, dude, that whole thing's body is made of chitin. Like every single bit of that body is unpleasant to touch, except for like where it's smooth. Like all the little hooks are just, because yeah, they definitely could scratch you, but it's just like, I think you're right, Dan. I think that's when people are like, oh yeah, I've been bitten by a cicada. I was like, they have like, I always call them breather resist masks, but they look like a painter's mask, which Breather Resist was a fantastic fucking hardcore band that I grew up with, from Louisville. They are the frontman, not the frontman, the lead guitarist, they have very strong grips. Yeah, cicadas have really strong little hands. Yeah, Breather Resist was Evan Patterson, which is the Ryan Patterson. He's the frontman of Coliseum, his little brother's band. They changed their name after Steve left the band, and they now go by Young Widows. But that band's fucking sick. And their logo was a painter's mask. The outline, at least, if you took a painter's mask and like kind of stood away from it, sprayed like with spray paint, it would be, the little circle lines. That outline was their logo. So they had some pretty cool splits with Converge, where the merch, Jacob Bannon made like merch that had Jane Doe with a painter's mask on. That was pretty fucking sick. But yeah, Breather Resist. Cicadas have breather resist faces. Their masks, their face just look like painter's masks, and I've always loved that. And I also just love how loud they are. They are just so insanely loud, but not as loud as some things. And I'm trying to remember the loudest animal. It might be, I've looked this up and it always gets me really pumped. So yeah, I think the loudest animal is the sperm whale. Yep, sperm whales are the loudest animals in the world. 230 decibels. That is louder than the sound of jet engines, which are about 150 decibels. They have strong grips. Ecological purpose. What do cicadas do? They're not pollinators, I don't think. A pistol shrimp is the second one, and I figured it was the second. So let me look up cicadas. Ecological. The importance of cicadas is both nymphs and adults. They serve as a food source for birds, mammals, and other insects. Their emergence can also enrich the soil with nutrients as the decomposing bodies of deceased cicadas return vital nutrients back to the soil. Oh man. Yeah, unlike locusts, cicadas do very little damage to the environment. Generally, the females lay their eggs on the branches of mature trees. Apparently, this is a very alarm clocks, maybe, LOL. I mean, honestly, maybe. They come out so, I don't know. I bet it has to have some kind of purpose, I bet. I know the whole deal with nature is balance and everything has a job and purpose other than to feast and bats and spiders. Cicadas make more cicadas. They exist because they're good at doing this. They don't have a purpose. This is a false narrative. That's a pretty good answer. Someone said this is 100% accurate. No, everything has a purpose, implies some grand plan or intelligent design. Purpose of any species is simply to survive and propagate. They must have a relationship with the trees as well. I would say, yeah. Dude, you know who I bet would be really dope with cicadas? Ints. Now it makes sense why they just scream. Existential dread. Dude, live, die, leave a beautiful exoskeleton. I think. Live, scream, die. I think there was a patch that I came really close to getting that said that. Live, scream, die, and leave a beautiful exoskeleton. But yeah, I love cicadas, man. I could talk about them all day. It is 7:40, my sweets. I am sorry, but it is time for me to go make coffee. This was a very scatterbrained morning. Sorry that I covered everything from crying and handling really heavy stuff to things that's purely for good anime aesthetic. I can't stress enough. Yeah, like I love everything about their inclusion in Evangelion. I love that the whole thing is there to show that Japan is trapped in endless summer because of how hard the second or third impact, whichever impact it was that fucked up the planet. Like, I think it was the first impact. Maybe it was the second impact. No, I don't remember which impact Shinji causes. I don't remember which two impacts are 100% Shinji's fault. So I am going to go make coffee, but thank you so much for your time, my sweets. I very much enjoyed the conversation, and I also enjoyed the real talk. So it's, yeah, doomsday alarms. It's good. It's good. But thank you all so much for your time. Be good to each other and to yourselves. Have a good day. Happy 28th. I will be in the Discord hanging out in there, so if you want to chat, I'll be there. But yeah, I think I'm going to work on that hat and try to get a bunch of stuff today. But until tomorrow, I will see you all then. Take care. Sit pretty. Have a great time. Bye, guys. Bye, friends. Now I got to go hit stop streaming.